where the red dust whispers and the big sky flies. We walk the tracks, we chase the light, we share the tales that feel just right. Somewhere over the hill, come right along with echoes of laughter and outback song. From caves to coast, from heart to soul, we're finding the magic, making it whole.
Beneath the flat, treeless sweep of the Nullarbor Plain lies a fragile, ancient cathedral carved in limestone. Formed more than 50 million years ago when Australia drifted from Antarctica and the sea poured into the rift. This is the largest arid limestone karst on Earth. A honeycombed world of caves, crystal gardens, fossils, archives, and unique life forms. Time, salt, and silence have sculptured surreal underground landscapes, flooded caverns, dry chambers that exhale moisture into the curling gypsum crystals, and enormous formations that grew like slow, patient sculptures inside stone. The limestone cap above this complexity is often only 1 to 2 metres thick. Beneath that thin veneer sits a sponge of voids, aquifers, fragile mineral structures, and cave fauna found nowhere else on the planet. But this subterranean cathedral is under threat from a mega renewables project. Disturb that cap with heavy infrastructure, roads, foundations, ammonia plants, pads for 3,000 turbines and 25 million solar panels, and the risk is not theoretical. Load, vibration, changed drainage and altered evaporation can crack, collapse or destabilise those voids. It is, as one geologist put it, like placing bricks on a pavlova. This subterranean realm is not just geology. It is memory, habitat, and story. It holds fossil records of climates long gone, living species adapted to the absolute darkness, and an ecological balance tied to the very thin skin of rock above. When we flatten the plain for projects whose primary purpose is export rather than community power. We gamble with an irreplaceable natural archive and with species that cannot be moved or remade. Protecting the Nullarbors underground is both a scientific imperative and a cultural one. Whatever our culture, this place is part of the story of the land we share. To safeguard it, we must demand careful, robust environmental protections that go beyond token offsets. Infrastructure over karst zones is insanity. We can meet our energy needs while respecting the deep time beneath our feet. We can say no to short-sighted placement and yes to solutions that preserve the caves where Earth remembers its past. This is our storyline. This is our sacred place, no matter what our heritage may be.
Not a good idea.
Not that he ever listens to me anyway.
I get the idea. I don't need to go any further. It's really bloody deep.
Just as well the destination is worth the journey. This is so much fun. Confined space, slippery surface, and uphill grade. Oh, great fun.
Maybe. That's what I said when we entered it. We've got to get back out. That was something two older people shouldn't have been doing by themselves. Heart rate's up.
Anxiety level coming down.
In 1877, a remote outpost on the Nullarbor became the final link in Australia's telegraph network. Eucla Telegraph Station, just west of the WA-SA border, connected 5 colonies with the world. From humble tents to stone-built hub, Eucla grew with the gold rush. By its isolation, it pulsed with up to 600 telegrams a day, one of the busiest stations outside the capitals. Eucla wasn't just a station, it was connection, resilience, and the voice of a growing nation.
desert meets the sea. A station stood with wires wide, a voice for you and me. From Adelaide to Perth it rang, 5 states held in its hand. Now silence hums through broken walls, half swallowed by the sand.
Oh, Eucla, can you hear the call, the laughter in the dining hall, the tears that fell, the wires that sang, now only wind and memory hang.
You carried gold rush dreams and fear,
Now ghosts and messages linger here.
a lifeline lost, a buried strand. Eucla, swallowed by the sand. They danced beneath the southern stars, they cried when word came late. A baby born, a miner gone, a war across the strait.
The Morse would tap through storm and dust, a lifeline through the land. Now dunes creep in like time itself, reclaiming what was man.
If these walls could talk, they'd whisper low of telegrams and tales of long ago, of loneliness and love that couldn't stay. A voice is fading further every day.
Oh, Eucla, can you hear the call, the laughter in the dining hall, the tears that fell, the wires that sang, now only wind and memory hang.
You carried gold rush dreams and fear,
Now ghosts and messages linger here.
a lifeline lost, a buried strand.
Eucla, swallowed by the sand.
It even smells like an old farmhouse. Many national parks did something about keeping these places. Things about memories or more inconveniences. People that moved here actually started they came from the Eucla Telegraph Station. And here we have the original flooring and the old wooden panel, ply panel. What stories could that table tell? This would have been the living room, I'd say. This is the back entrance, which I don't know whether it would have been the front entrance or the back entrance, I'm not real sure. What was that? $1.50. Soft drinks at 80 cents. This obviously was the laundry and the toilet. And that's the extent of the tour of Koonalda Homestead, which was on the original highway. That's the original highway out there. There's the petrol pumps. This has been really well done. Always had a bit of a renovation. Oh, this was the. I think you can rent this. That's what I read. I think the rats might have got to it. Oh, hello. That's obviously the new sleeping arrangements.
Koonalda Station is a remote outpost turned into a ghostly relic. Its haunting history lies in its eerie abandonment and its role as a lifeline across the Nullarbor, distantly remembered. Established in the 1930s, Koonalda Station began as a sheep grazing property and later became a vital fuel stop for travellers braving the harsh Nullarbor Plain. The homestead was built from recycled railway sleepers, giving it a rugged skeletal appearance that still stands today. It offered fuel, water and shelter to the travellers crossing the vast treeless expanse of the Nullarbor. The station relied entirely on water from the nearby Koonalda Cave, a deep limestone sinkhole. After the cave's entrance collapsed, possibly due to a nearby blasting, it was abandoned in the late 1980s, leaving behind personal belongings, rusting fuel bowsers, and wrecked vehicles, all ghostly reminders of life's once lived and journeys interrupted. A time capsule of outback resilience and mystery.
Out on the Nullarbor Plain, where the red dust never sleeps, Koonalda stood like a stubborn flame, in silence wide and deep. A family carved their days from stone, with hands and hearts worn thin. The wind would howl, the nights grew cold, but they never gave in.
Koonalda held the line through broken dreams and borrowed time. The fuel
They fixed the tires, they fed the crews. They watched the seasons turn, the sun would scorch, the radios fade, the diesel tanks would burn. No power lines, no easy way, just grit and family pride.
They laughed, they cried, they held the fort with no one else beside.
Stories etched in limestone caves, the echoes of the lives they gave, a legacy of dust and grace still lingering in that sacred place.
Koonalda held the line through broken dreams and borrowed time. The fuel ran dry, the roads ran long, but still they stayed, still they were strong. The desert tried to take it all, but love stood firm behind those walls. Koonalda, you still remain a whisper in the wind and
This is the blowhole. Not going to be dropping the camera down there. Wind's going down instead of out of it. It's a suck hole. You feel?
They breathe, they go in with the low pressures now. Oh,
We're low pressure shots going in. Yep. This is Koonalda's clay dam. Don't ask me how they found enough clay to make a dam in this country. But that's pretty impressive. Holy dooly. Oh my God. That's pretty goddamn scary. It's a hole and lots of things have fallen in there and died.
Let's memory. The homestead fades in desert light, broken wheels and rusted signs. Still we ride through shifting time, the past behind the stars alight. Tracks run straight through heart and bone. We find our way though we're alone. The road remembers every tone. A voice is lost in dust and stone. Sand and sky, the border blurs.
We chase the light, the wind, the words.
The signal fades, the silence stirs. Still the land remembers hers. Final. No love, no. Fire bush sings, and we all